5 years behind bars for Damacio Diaz, the Disney movie inspiration turned crooked cop, but many local leaders say his sentence was too light. 23 ABC's Ken County has those reactions and why they think he deserves more time. Ken.
Yeah, Tim, several local leaders are left wondering how an officer who was trafficking drugs when he was supposed to be taking them off the streets only got a 5-year sentence and expressed frustration that it might set a bad precedent.
Well, just remember, if you catch him dealing meth, 5 years.
Yeah, that's to me is very disappointing. We should be held to a higher standard than
that's what I thought
public.
too, but
not the same standard or less. Yeah. We should be held to a higher standard, and I think we saw a con man at work.
Sheriff Donnie Youngblood didn't hold back when discussing Damacio Diaz's 5-year sentence this morning on First Look with Scott Cox. He's not the only one appalled by the sentence.
It's very concerning to us that he only received 5 years when he was looking at a lot more and should have gotten some more considering that he was a police officer.
The probation department and the U.S. attorneys had recommended sentences upward of 17 years, but the judge ultimately decided on 5. Something Spielman says is frustrating.
He's not a victim in this. He was greedy, plain and simple. And any police officer that would act like that, I would expect them to be punished, and punished more severely.
Even though Diaz's case was heard in federal court, the district attorney's office has to reopen cases Diaz was involved in during the time of his criminal activity.
What we're left with is trying to pick up the pieces of, well, what kind of havoc did he create with all the other cases that he worked on.
During Diaz's sentencing, the judge and attorneys mentioned how helpful Diaz has been to their investigations. But Spielman says Diaz really hasn't provided much help.
He's not doing anything to help stop the sale of drugs. He's not ratting out cartel people. You know, he's telling stuff that doesn't really have any significance at all.
Spielman and the sheriff both spoke about how 99.9% of officers and deputies are upstanding citizens who do the right thing. That's a shame that somebody who swore an oath to do the right thing got off so easily after doing something so wrong. Live from downtown Bakersfield, Ken County, 23 ABC.